this took some doing. So, contours. That's a pretty funky thing, but check this. So, I managed to control it, but I've had to use snapshots. What I did was make 4 snapshots. And you can see them there, 1, 2, and 3. The 4th one you're not seeing because it's not shown, but it's called Contour 0. And it turns everything off. So this can be done with Command Center. It takes a bit of thinking about to get it to work, but that's shifting the EQ in 4 different ways. The other one, you've got the other 2 EQs down there. That's a lot of stuff. So I've gone through building a second board here with solo, EQ2, EQ1, noise suppression, the 2 different tap delays, and then 3 contours. And that can go back to wherever you want. So let me just make sure this is working on film before I touch anything else. Solo, cool. Now you can do, come on, there. All kinds of different stuff with the solo. Delays, all sorts of stuff, noise suppression. Now, one thing to note here is I can turn all that off. And then as soon as I switch back to another snapshot, it all comes back on. So it's not going to remember this across different things, even doing the contour. But I think you would set this up so that you would create 3 or 4 different snapshots worth of things. You could go around setting it up real quick like that. No problem. But if you check this out, I go back to wherever it was that I was on. I think it was on 0. No. 3. Yeah. So that's something to think about. Something to think about. There is a way to do this, I think. But it's going to take some thought. If these were the Pirate Midi bridges, it would be a lot simpler. Maybe. I don't know. I just don't know. But I'm quite pleased with that. It's been a good bit of work. And as you can see in the dark, that is really nice and clear. So from there, I can jump back to the regular old remote. Now you wouldn't have seen that in the video today, but that's how clear that is at night. Everything's working there, pretty cool. Boost, mods, effects, so your regular 6. Even the tuner, check this out. I didn't film that before. Boom. So pretty damn cool. Hit it again. Goes away. So all the basic stuff is done. One thing I haven't really messed with is the pedal effects. Normally I don't have that on Y, I have that on pedal bend, and I don't see any of that in Midi patch. So Stefan, that was my question for today. Did you do the pedal bend? Sorry. Anyway, I'll post this up, but yeah, seems pretty cool. So you can bounce across 2 pages of this 10 switch Helix and cover a lot of ground. Now there's still amps to do. There's a lot of stuff in the Katana Go. It's basically a Mark II amp, but in stereo. So there's a lot of stuff that could be mapped in there at will. Brian is looking at this sort of thing. Man, I don't envy you for all the work that you've done there with that homemade one. But this is interesting. You could really get a lot of sounds out of a Katana Go, and it fits in your pocket. So there's the big 10-inch version at night. Nice and clean. Hope you dig it.